Hey you, happy Monday. How are you doing? I hope you're having a good morning, a good start to your week. I don't do a whole lot of pickup preaching. I like to get and stay in my lane and get you guys outdoors and do the nature scene and try to bring you guys messages from outdoors. But once in a while, I got to get on a message while I can because life can get hectic. I know a lot of you guys are new to the channel, and holy cow, I cannot thank you guys enough for sticking around. We are a vlog, we are a recovery channel, we are a spiritual channel, we are an all's welcome channel type of place. So if you guys are coming to this channel seeking something a little bit different, you're gonna find it, because you know what? I work a one day at a time program, 24 hours a day, okay? One day at a time, okay? A lot of us get into the groove, we get into the sync, we get into the rhythm, we get in where we fit in. And for me, I have found that the 12 steps help me solidify my recovery in a direction that I definitely am very pleased with. Had I not gone to AA and NA, who knows what would have happened? But I don't play the woulda, coulda, shoulda, or all that anymore. I don't do that. I don't entertain those thoughts. I don't keep reservations in my mind about what could have been, what should have been, and what will be. Okay, I really honestly work a one day at a time program for me, and it starts in the morning when I wake up, right? So we are allowed to have a good day or a bad day. It's up to us. Today I was working at the farm. We're wrapping up some stuff at the harvest, and I was nice enough to be asked back for a couple days this week, and I'm honored. So today I got some stuff done down there, and we're wrapping up, and it's life can be hectic, but I'm excited. I am excited because the channel is growing, and the message is getting out, and I know a lot of the shorts are being seen. The shorts are being seen. And that's a good thing. So I'm not going to bore you too much with my life's ills, wills, and difficulties, cares, concerns, all that stuff. But what I want to talk about now today is defending your recovery in times of adversity. Okay, something I've just kind of thought about, right? So a lot of us come into this program naked and afraid, like that show, right? We're just totally naked and afraid, and we have to build up a little bit of ingenuity, a little bit of confidence, a lot of ingenuity actually. But we sometimes fake it till we make it, and that's okay to the degree that we're not saying we are something that we're not, or whatever. So leaving the ego aside, we look at each day as an opportunity to do better than the last. But as we build our recovery in a direction that's going to be meaningful long term, we have to pick up the tools. And like I said, I use the 12 steps. So admit that you are powerless over drugs and alcohol, and so on and so forth. You go right on down the line in all the steps. Some people haven't gone to AA or NA, and that's okay. I just cut my teeth in recovery there. That's where I went to hundreds, if not thousands, of meetings. I've sponsored people. I've had a sponsor. I've had a couple sponsors. And I've done life according to my recovery. I haven't tried to step out of my lane too much, because and when I do, it's quickly and swiftly and sometimes subtly corrected by that divine design, right? So for me, I like making videos. I love bringing an encouraging message. I love doing that sort of stuff. So that's where I'm going to stay. And so going forward in our recovery, boundaries, support system, one day at a time, and abstinence. Okay, so relapse prevention is in there. That's basically all that we do, is relapse prevention every single day. But we were going to talk about boundaries. Boundaries are sometimes very difficult to put into place, because boundaries are not movable. Okay, we have soft boundaries and we have hard boundaries. The soft boundaries you can toy around with a little bit, and they're a little bit more malleable, and I don't want to say you can move them around too much, but you shouldn't. But hard boundaries are the ones you're gonna put into place with people, places, and things that you know for sure are not going to be conducive to your recovery, right? So I even have family members in my own family that I have to have boundaries with, because it's difficult to maintain a healthy relationship when there isn't full transparency or support, right? So it's kind of given at will, or people just assume that you're going to be good, so they don't support you. And that's tough, because I just, even a month or two ago, felt like I didn't have a single person in my corner. Of course, that's not true, but I didn't feel like my mom and my dad, my wife, I didn't feel like my in-law, I didn't feel anybody, nobody, even my brothers and sisters, I didn't feel anybody was in my life. Like, I didn't feel like I could pick up the phone on any of them people. And sadly, I still don't with a lot of those people. And that's because life hits us in different times. And for me, when I came back from my last trip to Cody, Wyoming, it was tough. It was a really tough thing. And so I learned that taking it one day at a time helped me, because when I got back here, I packed my truck and was about to go live out in the woods for a minute and just pitch a tent, because I needed some space from the drama that was happening, right? But then I was like, hey, wait a minute, that's not a very good choice. That's not the right choice. What are you doing? You don't want to move out of your house. And so everything gets, and then we got to kind of bring it back. And that's what recovery is all about, because that's what life's stressors and ills, wills, and all that stuff can do to us. It can bring us to a point where we're going to go live in the woods. And then the next step, and then the next thing you know, you're making compromises and you're cutting corners, and all of a sudden you got a beer in your hand. Who knows, you guys? I just not willing to take it that far. So me and my wife are good. We were good. I think my wife just got a little worried about some of the things that I was saying while I was on my trip in Cody, because I was going through something out there, going through a hard time. And so when I talk about support, you guys, I talk a lot about that because people need to have a support system, not only in their immediate life, but in their peripheral and in the area around, right? Because the more people know about you and your triggers and your ups and downs and your mental health, and the more people can accommodate, or should, and maybe they won't, but some people should and will accommodate and tailor some special things for you, because they know that you're a special person, right? And so, man, one day at a time, having boundaries, support system, and then relapse prevention. So relapse prevention looks a lot like staying away from your old haunts, your old places, your old triggers. And people are going to be a part of that. Places are going to be a part of that, like bars and all that stuff. People, places, and things, right? And maybe there's places that you can't go because it reminds you of using or drinking too much. That's okay. That's okay. You stay away from those areas until you're healthy. And then when you're healthy enough to go back into those areas, you can go back holding your head high, saying and knowing that you are confident in your goal. And your goal is to be persistent, consistent, and dedicated and committed to your recovery, right? One day at a time. And the rest will fall into place. You walk the walk and talk the talk, and the rest will fall into place. So, man, that's such a cool thing, because for me, it goes hand in hand with recovery, relapse prevention, and one day at a time, and being kind to yourself, and committed, and persevering, and being persistent, consistent, and just dedicated. And man, that is the message for today, you guys. I'm glad I could bring that to you. Thank you to all the new people. Hope I didn't bore you too much, but this is a little bit of pickup preaching. This is what I do when I can, because bringing the message to the people who need to hear it, it's hard, because I don't know if it's getting out there. So the more messages, the better, right? And it'll bring people in, and hopefully somebody that needs to hear the message will hear the message. Less about me, more about you guys. And make sure to pay attention to the vlog, because I think I have my line on a GoPro, and I think that I will be able to use it this weekend when I go to the Ride for Recovery Tomahawk Rally. We're going all over, so stay tuned, you guys.